Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 75 of Cross Atlantic Gaming. I'm your host, Risky the Kid, and joining me this week are my co-hosts, Chocolate Bear.
Hello, I'm back.
And the Moose.
What's up, guys?
Hey, just the three of us. It's a Mailbag episode, and that's when we like to get a little romantic and
Thought
intimate.
it was going to be just the two of us there for a little bit.
Yeah, so Chocolate neglected to tell us that it's daylight savings time over there. So
we wasted an hour of our lives
we showed
waiting on the bear.
We were like, where is he? Is he hurt? Is he in trouble? Do we need to call someone? Nope. Just the clocks went back, and we were unaware. So we sat around and waited.
I think the most important part is, why does your country do not do it at the same time as us?
Why do we do everything the right way? America.
It's a very good question. Hey, we made it. We're here. Episode 75. 3/4 of 100. Look at us go. Killing it.
We can maths.
We can maths for sure. All right, well, before we get into the show, we had a contest running in Discord this past week and a couple days, and that was for Viva Le Sweeney's Patreon winnings from this month. He wanted to give those back to the community, so we put up a message in Discord. All you had to do was click the emoji, and then we picked a random winner. What's funny is that when I went to originally pick the random winner, Sweeney had actually clicked the emoji, and when I put it in and it randomly picked from the people, it picked him. So that was fun to try to explain to everybody. Like, he's actually trying to give that away. He just picked the Liverpool emoji because that's how much he loves them. So when we did it a second time, it came around and Castle Will Kill ended up winning that $25 gift card to Xbox. So good on you, Castle.
Congrats, Castle. Halfway to Call of Duty.
Halfway to Call of Duty. Yeah, if he waits a few weeks, it's probably most of the way to Call of Duty. Yeah, exactly.
How long can you wait?
Always a good idea. So, yeah, shout out to Castle for winning that, and, of course, Sweeney for giving his winnings back to the community. Good on you.
Thank you.
You guys are the best. Anyways, another week in gaming. What have we all been getting into? I'm assuming it's going to be a lot of Call of Duty because that came out this week, so we won't start there. We will end there. What we will start with is a little bit of World War Z, which recently came into Game Pass, and Chocolate has been playing that. Chocolate, how are you enjoying World War Z?
It is hard. So I'm playing. Yeah, I'm playing it on probably the one up from easy, which I can't remember what. Yeah, just normal. Believe it or not. And
I believe it.
I can't get past. I think it was like the second wave. So you know how they usually have, like, after each entrance, or you go into a level like Left 4 Dead style, you kind of, once you cleared that chapter, we'll call it air quotes, you had a mini boss fight or a mini zombie horde fight. I can't clear the second part of it.
Are you playing by yourself? Or
does
it matchmake you, or?
Yeah, so matchmaking, and it's drop in, drop out as well. So the good thing about the game is we've had a few people leave. So I think I was on it for a couple of hours trying to do this level, and bots will automatically take the spot of the human as they left.
So you always have, what's the play count? Is it 4?
4, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you always have 4. And then they've got little kind of quirks too. So you could have like a med guy who would always have an extra med pack, or he'd be able to heal you faster. So everyone had their own special ability.
That's cool though. So are you just
nice
getting like
twist.
Heavy Left 4 Dead vibes from this game then? Because I haven't really seen much on this at all.
Yeah, massive. It feels like the guys have played Left 4 Dead. I mean, I should have looked into it more. It feels like the developers of Left 4 Dead sat down, retired, and all of a sudden thought, let's do a new one, and they've hit it. This game's
awesome.
perfect.
Is it first person or third person? So is it like Strange Brigade?
Yes.
Like with zombie hordes, though?
Yeah, the zombie hordes are proper World War Z zombie hordes, so it's not this slow.
Quick moving.
Oh my god, quick moving, fast. There's one scene, so I was playing in the New York level, and we were in a mall, and I think we were second or third floor, and you saw this horde kind of gather, and you had to make them move, so you had to shoot one or two, and then all of a sudden, obviously, the alarm bells start ringing, and they managed to scale. So in the film World War Z, as they all scaled the wall and went to attack, so you had that exact thing happen. They scaled.
Nuts.
Oh, it's crazy. They scaled up, and then climbing on each other, and then managed to get to the second floor, and then it was absolutely crazy what they've done with the movement of the zombies and those little quirks. Just it's superb.
How does
Really
it?
Superb.
How does it look? Because is this like a AA game, or is this like AAA quality you're talking about?
I want to say it's in between the two.
Okay.
I think they've shot for a AAA game.
It's a B plus.
Just came a little short.
I think it did come a little bit short. I think the price tag potentially put people off.
Well, it was what, $40 retail?
I can't tell. I don't
Maybe
know.
It was 50. I don't know.
I think
I
it
know I
was-
didn't want to spend whatever it was when it came out, but it
Yeah.
was intriguing.
Because of it had a slightly smaller price tag.
Right.
The gameplay's good. It's very hard. I think if you had 4 players on the mic, cooperative, this game would sail by. But playing with 3 other randoms, it definitely is harder.
Sounds like we need to do a community play or an LFG for a night and
Yeah,
get a squad together.
I thought this would be a really good community play type of game.
Was it 4 to a squad?
4 to a squad, yeah. So
Can you play against other people, or is it all PvE?
It's all PvE.
Okay.
I haven't seen any PvP yet. I only had, like I said, a couple of hours on it, and most of it was dying and watching my poor man try and turn into a zombie and then attack other people.
I'm definitely interested in it.
I was
it's
going to say,
good.
speaking of community plays, what is it called? Friday the 13th is currently a Games with Gold game.
Right. For like a couple more days.
No, till the 15th of November,
nice.
actually.
Perfect.
Yeah, so you still have some time for it. But I encourage everybody that would be interested in a community play to get that one downloaded, because I think that would be a lot of fun. And I think it only takes like 7 people to fill up a lobby.
Is it 7? I thought it was only...
I thought it was 1
5.
plus 6, but maybe it's 1. Is it 1 plus 4 then?
No, you could be right. It could be...
It's one or the other, but either way, I definitely think that would make a really fun one. So I just make sure everybody gets that downloaded, because that would be sweet.
Yeah, I'll definitely be up for that then.
Cool.
Definitely,
So
yeah.
you're liking World War Z then?
Yeah, like
Overall.
it. If I can get a couple of people, I'll... it's definitely worth more of my time.
What's like the quality of the bots? Like, is it stupid AI, or they seem like they're actually helping you at all, or?
Listen, let's be honest, guys. This is me playing. There was a lot of stuff going on, so I haven't got a clue how good or how bad the bots were.
All right, that's fair.
Like I said, the way the zombies come at you, very Left 4 Dead heavy, kind of from all angles. It was quite hard to concentrate and realise who was what. And like I said, that dropout was very seamless, and it didn't seem like you had like a notification saying, Chocolate left the lobby or anything. I think it just went straight away.
All
and
pretty
switched.
seamless.
Yeah.
That's good.
Or I could have been completely stupid, missed it all, which is completely possible. Yeah, and was just concentrating on the zombies.
And then last question: which button throws the grenade?
Wow.
This is a pop quiz.
Son of a... I don't know. I think
There
it
it
was
is.
RB.
Oh,
I
so
think it
much
was RB.
shade, and he just fails in the...
That's all I
clutch
needed
right
was
there.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Oh, Bear.
I know.
all
The gore in it's brilliant, though. Really good.
right. The gore is
Oh, yeah, you can shoot off a zombie's leg, shoot off an arm,
just ripping pieces off of them with
yeah.
bullets.
pop a head, and it will, smush like a watermelon.
I like
Good
it.
game. Good
All
game.
about it. Good deal. All right. Next, let's go over to Moose, who is playing some Lumino City. It sounds like you may have found one game that
So
may
far.
make your Google Play subscription for $1.99 a month worth it.
Yes, sir. And if you still haven't canceled your iOS subscription,
I did.
It's over there as well. So it's a $5 game, but if you have any of these subs, I think it's included in most of them. So
So what's Lumino City?
I've got a quick synopsis here that I'll read. Lumino City is a wonderful puzzle adventure crafted entirely by hand out of paper, card, miniature lights, and motors, and resulting in a 10-foot-tall model city. State of Play collaborated with award-winning architects, fine artists, prop makers, and animators. Each discipline brought something unique to the design and execution of the finished game. The game was designed to raise awareness about renewable energy technologies and offer sustainable practices as an intrinsic part of the gameplay. Almost every puzzle in the game involves powering up location using renewable technologies or explores a form of self-sufficiency. Players are also given a handy manual, which is carried through the game and further explores some of the applications. So it's a really.
So what is this game?
It's a beautiful little like story adventure game, and you've got to solve all these puzzles to get on to the next stage or unlock a gate or further the story. And so the puzzle I just did is in the first level, so I'll go ahead and spoil it for you. So you find a lemon tree, and you take these lemons not knowing what you need them for, and then the power's out to open this gate to get inside the city. And you come across a circuit box, and you go inside the building where the lemon tree is, and there's a little circuit index or kind of a schematic. So you take that out and put it over the circuit box on the power thing, and then you take your lemons and you cut them open, and you connect the positive and negative nodes on the power supply in order of the schematic, and then it turns on the power, because lemons conduct electricity. So it's a really cool game, and like it says, it was all made like stop motion and out of little paper miniature figures, and it's just really cool. It's a really cool little puzzle game, and so far I've played about an hour and a half, 2 hours of it, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So.
I was say I'm looking at pictures of it, and I love that hand drawn look to this.
But no, dude, you have to look at like a behind the scenes of how it's made. It's not hand drawn. These are all 3D like pieces that they've put in there and they take pictures of.
I just scrolled to a picture, and there's a man standing off to the side of it with like a wall that he's setting into the actual game.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like Gumby style stop animation.
Good on them. So that's nuts.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool game. It's worth a shot.
It had to have taken so much time. So the whole thing takes place on this one giant model that they created.
Exactly.
By hand.
It's like 10 square feet that they just kept filling in and filling in and filling in.
That's awesome. I'd love to watch like some type of little documentary on this, like how they did this. It looks really cool.
Right. Yep. It won a couple awards. The 2016 G4C Award Most Innovative finalist, and then the BAFTA 2015 Artistic Achievement winner.
I'd say it also has a 9 out of 10 on Steam right now. So
yeah. So if you've got one of those subs, this is worth your $5 or $2 or whatever you're paying this month. Just check it out.
Yeah, I don't think mine expires until the end of November or mid-November. So I might have to check that out then.
Yes, sir.
Sweet.
It's a good pooping game, Spend 15, 20 minutes solving a puzzle, working your brain out, and go back to work.
And that's really
solving 2 puzzles.
Oh, Bear, let's not get ahead of ourselves now.
You're like 55 and pooping is still a puzzle for you, Chocolate? That's not great.
And also that the guidebook is about 600 pages long, and I don't think there's a quick way to tab to anything, so you just got to swipe through it or figure it out.
Okay. That's large.
Right, yeah. It's a large book.
Sweet. I mean, that's cool, though.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we don't need to talk about Destiny again, obviously, but
we did some rating. There's some UK guys that don't rate as good as the American guys, but I guess we could leave it at that.
We won't name any names, but yeah, we tried to do a raid this weekend again with some new people. It didn't go over well. You know who you are. Yeah,
don't feel bad, guys, though, because we had the most difficult and communication-ridden encounter first. So they basically threw us into the fire. And
yeah, they're like, here's the gauntlet. Good luck explaining this to people. And like, none of us are good at explaining stuff because we weren't playing with your cousin who like
he can actually
articulate
with people. And,
yeah.
So, and I also put us up against the time clock, which is never good either. So it was just a bad deal all around. We'll give it another shot soon.
But yeah, I think we're just going to keep trying to throw together little raiding parties throughout the week or like once a week or something. So if anyone has any interest, reach out to us and we'll try to set aside a time that everybody can get together.
Yeah, hey, get risky while he's got this Destiny bug, because it's
Dude,
taken me like a year and a half to try to get him here.
And I can update. My update is that I am at 950 for all of my gear.
Right, you can basically turn it off at this point.
So I hit the end game, and now this is the point where usually I stop, but I haven't stopped yet. So we'll see. And Call of Duty's been out, and I've still been playing some Destiny this weekend, so that might say something.
There's reasons in the news for that, too. We'll talk about it later.
True. Yeah, so I just played a little bit more Destiny. It was Destiny and Call of Duty. That was really it for me this week. All right. Felix the Reaper chocolate. Did that just come to
Game Pass.
Was it Game Pass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was day and date, right? It was a brand new game.
Just about to say, yeah, I think it was day and date. It was one of the games I was quite excited for. This one and After Party. I love a bit of dark humour, so I thought this would be right up my alley.
And
Chocolate
was it right
After
up your
Dark.
alley?
Well, yeah, a little bit of Chocolate After Dark. I'll tell you about the game first, right? So, again, I've got a synopsis. It is a 3D adventure game shadow puzzler. So it's a grid-based game, and the idea is you are the Reaper, and you have to get on a tile-based grid to your person you're going to murder, essentially, or make sure he gets murdered, I think is the more accurate word. And then you can't go into light. So if you go into light, that doesn't kill you, but it stops you taking your turn. You have to go through the shadows, and you can turn the sun or turn the map so that it gives you all of a sudden a shadow path.
Right, you have to stay in the shadows, right?
Yeah, got to stay in the shadows. The humor-wise, the game's really, really good. So Felix, really strange the way this comes about. So Felix is in love with someone who works for the angels, and he's gone with the devil. So he's gone with the death, and he wants to be with her. And his way of thinking is that he's going to be with her because he's taking people's lives. Very strange.
I think Mr. Shakespeare might have an issue with copyrights here.
Yeah, but it just kind of weaves gently in and out of Shakespeare. But yeah, puzzle-wise, did the first one, no problem. Second one, completely lost.
You're having a real tough time getting past the second levels of some games this week, huh?
It's the one after the tutorial, right?
The first real level.
Yeah, the first real level where it stops holding your hand and kind of says, go off.
And then he's
Feel
like,
free.
nah, I'm done.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm out. I don't know what I'm doing, where I'm going.
This baby bird ain't ever going to fly.
I'm just going to fall straight out the nest.
So they eventually just tip over,
floor.
fall backwards, and be done.
Yeah.
Can you say fox food?
The game's good, the humour's good. As you go through the levels, also it's like golf. So each level has got so many. You can turn the map only so many times. Well, you can turn it as many times as you want, but it's got like a par 4 for turning. It's got you can only get hit by the sun so many times. So as you complete the level, it gives you your scorecard basically, and obviously you have to get under it.
Right, that's pretty sweet. Being limited in times makes you definitely think a lot more about what you're doing because you don't want to waste any moves or anything.
Right.
Well, exactly,
and then
and
you
it
can
gives
get
you
better scores if you don't use any of those, I guess, consumables.
Yeah, or you get an added extra. Obviously, I never got under the par, whatever it was, but it gives you that replayability factor that you can go back into the game, try and work out the level quicker than you normally would, because it literally doesn't handhold you at all. All you get is a little compass that tells you if you turn, say, the map right, the sun will shine that way. If you turn the map left, it will shine this way, and that's about it. It is quite difficult, and it did burn my brain, and I did get fed up with it very, very quickly.
Hey, Bear, there's nothing wrong with bogey golf, buddy.
I'm fine, you know. I took my butt whipping from the computer. I might watch a couple of YouTube videos just to see if I can get any better at it. But it's a nice game if you like puzzles and you're into that kind of dark sense of humour, as well as light love. I think is probably best. Definitely try it out.
What is
It is a
light
good game.
love?
It's a dabble. A little
Yeah,
dash.
just
Just
kinda-
dabble in love.
Yeah, a little dash of love with a little bit of dark humour.
All right.
It's, yeah, it's good. It's good. And the guy's got headphones and always dances, and his boss hates it. It's hilarious.
He sounds like a nice guy until he murders everybody.
Right.
Yeah, well, he just puts them into the path. A little bit like, what was that film?
Oh,
Final Destination.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so the first level, which is not a spoiler, a archer fires his archer as he's trying to kill an antelope or so for dinner, but you have to move some poor smo sitting in a corner, and you move him into the path of the arrow.
It was meant for Jerry, not for the antelope, huh?
Yeah, like I said, the whole thing's hilarious.
I would say just that example kind of, I think, will explain what the humor is like in that game, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think what I'll do, I'll try and record the first level again and just pop it up on our YouTube channel just for people to have a laugh at.
Why not?
There you go.
And to watch me kind of beat my head like a monkey and go, I can't work this out. Brr.
I think you can get banned for doing things like that on stream, Chocolate.
What, banging my head? Okay.
Beating your head, yeah.
Yeah.
No self-inflicted violence.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
All right, moving on to more violence. One thing we've all been playing this week, some Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's finally here, boys, and that time to kill is very, very quick.
Yeah, I get shot in the back a lot.
You guys both had a good amount of time to put into this. I played with both of you at least a little bit.
Not as much as you, Garbage Monster.
Hey, I barely played Sunday until we're done recording this
Yeah, today.
today.
How many hours you got in the game, Risky, since Thursday night?
I don't know, dude. I don't know where to find those stats. I don't think
What
they
is
exist.
time, anyways?
I don't. When Meg's at work, it's not a thing. It disappears.
Lucky son of a... Okay.
I probably
Yeah.
have like 20 in it, maybe.
20.
I'd say you got a little more than that.
No way. That's 10 hours.
What
in
did you do
the
for
2
like
days.
Saturday
All
from
right.
midnight to midnight?
Okay. Well,
Call of Duty, pretty much.
I slept somewhere in there. Anyways, how are you guys enjoying the game?
I'm having fun. I'm terrible, but I'm fun.
I heard you're a LMG specialist.
Dude, I was lighting fools up with that thing. Like, I would lock down one side of the map with it. You just lay on the ground, and, you know, it, like, fortifies that gun. And it's almost like a sniper rifle, but it's automatic. It's pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
So we'll start with like the gunplay. How does it feel? How does it feel shooting guns?
It's COD. It's great. It's the
Yeah.
best of shooters, right? Until Titanfall makes another game.
Yeah, that's where we're at. If they ever make one, they have Apex, dude. You're never
I
going to see
know.
Titanfall 3.
It's like, yeah, Epic doesn't do anything but Fortnite, so why would they do anything different? They got a money printer, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the game's a lot of fun. I played a lot of domination, a lot of headquarters, a lot of team deathmatch, and that was really it. I dabbled in the gunfight a little bit with Dan. That's like the 2v2 mode, and that most of our games either came down to getting smoked or smoking kids. Like we rarely had a good 5-5
Where it
match
came
that was
down
going
to-
into which was going into like an 11th game or an 11th round. They all seemed like blowouts. What that game is really good at doing is making you feel like the worst person in the world when you get shot like 5 seconds into the match, and then it's just you leave your teammate to a 1v2, and you're just kind of like, man, sorry, I just died right
Sorry,
there, but
bro.
I'm the worst.
You knew what you had when we started this game.
Yeah, but another thing that ends up like this happened a couple times for both of us, is what that leaves is the opportunity for one person to become the hero. Like when Dan would die early and then I managed to actually kill the 2 people left on the map, like there's no better feeling than winning that round. Like it's
Right.
the highs are high and the lows are low. which is good. And the gunplay is great. The time to kill, I'm still trying to wrap my head around. I feel like the game feels like it is way more based around where you're putting yourself on the map. Like your positioning seems to matter a hell of a lot more than your gun skill at this point. Like, it was usually if I was seen first, I was done. If you were seen first, you were done. Because the time to kill is so high, it's so fast that you very rarely had actual gunfights. It was just kind of like who saw who first, which, if that's the case, it comes down to positioning. So you're locking down areas. There's a lot of people sniping.
Oh, yeah, and camping.
And that's, like, I played a decent amount with my buddy Tyler and Matt and these guys that have always been, like, super run-and-gun Call of Duty game or, like, Call of Duty players, because that's how the game's always been. Right. Sprint around with an SMG and just murder people that way. But you can't do that in this game. Like, even on the smaller maps, like, they're still decent sized, and there's still giant lanes for you to get picked off. So the people are just sprinting around. Like, you're inevitably going to get taken down by somebody who's locking down a corridor or comes up behind you or something. It's just...
Seems like there's a ton of just giant, like, wide open courtyards and stuff that if you want to do it, you got to sprint across it and just hope their aim is bad. Right. There's definitely somebody watching that area.
And even when their aim's bad, if they get 2 out of their 37 bullets into you, you're still dead anyways.
Right.
That's I played a map with Ronan, and I can't remember what map it was though, and it had again massive courtyard, and then a few of the buildings. Some you could see, and you could go through the window, but you'd either get sniped from the window, or there'd be one guy just lurking around the corner, managing to. You're able now to rest your gun, aren't you, on the side of a wall and peek round.
That's broken, dude. I wouldn't mess with that. It just basically sticks your head out like a sore thumb.
But when you get your aim like that and get round the corner,
when you mount,
your gun doesn't move.
I would say, as far as stability goes, it's awesome. As far as actually concealing your body,
it doesn't do anything.
It's not great.
That was a tough match.
So I would go prone. I would just lay down on the side of the corner or even kneel down, and then your accuracy goes way up.
Yeah, and that's one thing. I've been pretty much rocking MP5 and a sniper.
Right, because if you pre-ordered that, you got that exotic, right? Or no, that was the M4, right?
That was the M4, yeah.
But that thing's badass for starting out, because it comes with all 5 attachments. As soon as
I was saying, and that's a weird thing that's going on in this Call of Duty. There's like missions that you can do, and when you get through the 8 boxes that you check off, you get a weapon. And if it's like exotic, like the orange color, it's coming fully loaded with attachments, whether or not you've gotten to a point where you can unlock them.
Right.
And that doesn't only go for the attachments; that also goes for the gun. Like if there's the M4, for example, that's not the first weapon that's unlocked. But if you did the missions first to get it unlocked, it's going to be unlocked for you because you unlocked it through like missions instead of leveling up. So that it's kind of weird, but also it gives you something to actually strive for. So I think it's a nice little addition as far as hunting out guns that may take you hours and hours and hours to get to if you went the traditional way of like getting to level 56 or something, when you could just be like, all right, these are my 8 boxes I have to check off. I'm probably going to have to use some guns I'm not used to. I'm going to have to like cap some flags or play a way that I traditionally wouldn't play. But if you do those things, you get rewarded with something that could take you hours and hours and hours to grind out. So it's kind of nice.
You do have to activate that, because I just activated it last night because I was just playing my dailies, and then I saw it in there. It said missions underneath it. If you don't click on it and then hold down the A button where the intro menu comes in, then it's not activated and you're not getting any XP.
Yeah, I was just told about this, and you can only have one active at a time,
right?
Which is worth noting.
It's literally like the first challenge is play a live game, and I was like, dude, I've played like 50. What are you talking about? Play a live game? So
but because it wasn't selected,
exactly. So if you don't activate them, you're not getting any XP for it. But also check your dailies, because those dailies are worth like 5,000 XP each or something like that. So like that's why I was doing the LMG last night. It's because I had to get 50 LMG kills for 5,000 XP.
Yeah, and I think that's a perfect example. In your case, actually doing the dailies might have you using a weapon that you wouldn't generally use, and then you might end up doing work with it and liking it.
Because exactly, I told you, I was like, oh sweet, I have 50 kills of LMGs coming up. Yuck. And you're like, oh, that sounds terrible. And then I went like 19 and 10 and 20 and 10. And
it was like the best games you had played that night, and it was because you were forced into using an LMG, which actually worked out in your favor.
And LMGs work great for the control. What is that Domination?
Domination, yeah.
Yeah, because you can just literally lay outside of an area that you have locked down and wait for guys to come in and just pick them off as they come in.
Sounds like you're doing a decent amount of campy McCampersoning.
Hey, I just do what the game provides me.
That's true. They just do what the game's forcing us all into.
Defending a flag, sir. That's what I was doing.
Chocolate, what weapons are you into? I guess. What are you? Is there anything you're really enjoying in this game so far, weapon wise?
I haven't found anything I like. I think the game. What was I using? The night we played, I think I was using an M4.
Yeah, probably.
But I haven't managed to get all the attachments that I want, so I'm.
Well, you
running
pre-ordered
basic.
it, right?
I did pre-order
Well, then
it.
you have the blueprint for the exotic. All you do is go to the M4 and then go to the right of it where it has the two guns crossed and select that one, and that will be the fully equipped and fully kitted AR.
Right, so I was rocking basic, bitch,
Yep.
and I've got a legendary or exotic just hiding there.
Hey, we got you, boo.
Awesome. I'm going to be murking some people later.
At least your gun will look cooler.
Just not the fool holding it.
All those clips of you shooting the wall with that cool kitted out gun.
Yeah, I should stop posting clips, shouldn't I?
I don't know. You're our clip guy.
That's true. And another awesome thing about this game, I think, is how you level up weapons, and then when you're leveling up the weapons, you're unlocking all the different attachments, and it seems like there is a bazillion different combinations for each gun.
And there's like sub camo classes too. So like there's woodland camo, there's digital camo, and then there's like 12 different camos behind each little tier.
And I was playing with Dan, and I remember he was trying to see at what level he got a certain attachment or camo for his gun, and it was like reach level 71 in your gun.
Right,
so
on that specific gun type.
Just that one gun. Like,
Yeah.
so just to level up one gun, there's at least 71 levels.
Ouch.
I'd say each gun has at least 100 levels, don't you think?
I mean, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me in the least if it's 100. But it's just crazy, the amount of stuff that you can be working towards and just the different ways you can customize your loadouts. Like with my SMG, I'm just always trying to find things that give me a quick ADS and a quicker movement speed. But then when I have my sniper, it's like max stability, things like that. So you can there's so many different ways you can just tweak everything with the guns. The gunsmith system just seems like it's on point. It's very well done.
And I think the way that they've designed these maps this time, you've got to be kind of proficient with all the weapons. Because there's one map that I found, other than locking down the right side with my LMG, you have to have a sniper rifle or you're going to get shot in your spawn the whole time.
Is it that terrible bridge mission?
Yeah, where they just have like
the coalition
10 people on the bridge with sniper rifles just playing whack-a-mole.
By far my least favorite map in the game so far.
But that's when I figured out that I could go lay down by the dirt on the other side, and the snipers can't see me. And it was just a steady flow of guys running down that way. That they had a long tunnel that they had to run past before they could see me and I could shoot them in the face.
Did you guys get to play any of the ground war? That's what it's called, right? Is that the big mode? It's like Conquest from Battlefield. I forget what it's called.
Right, it's 64 people, whatever it is, with vehicles.
I'm pretty sure it is ground war.
Ground war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played like 2 missions of it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I did some, and God, that is far too quick for me.
There's a lot going on, right?
There's so much going, and so I'm normally a Battlefield guy. So coming from Battlefield to a kind of a slower, and I use the air quotes, a slower pace going into Call of Duty's ground war. There was so much going on. It was quick. It was fast. I think Dan mentioned it last night. He said it's that Battlefield mode on PCP.
Right, exactly. That's what he said.
It is. Yeah, it is so quick, and the fact that they've got, you can jump in through the window through 4 different doors. As you go upstairs, there's 4 or 5 different entrances. The thing's nuts, absolutely crazy. You're going to get shot. You're going to hold down a room and think, yeah, we've got it. One person's going to miss it, and someone will come through a window, come up the stairs, and wipe your whole squad out. It's just crazy for me. Absolutely crazy.
It's one thing that's really cool that Dan told me. I haven't seen it obviously happen, but Dan was telling me that if your team locks down all 5 or 6 of the locations for, I think he said 30 seconds, a tactical nuke goes off and just kills the whole other team, and it like ends the game.
Oh wow!
Damn.
So it's like a mercy rule mechanic.
Right.
So I thought that was a
Ruled
pretty
them.
awesome addition.
I got a couple gripes about the multiplayer though, just as far as like party size. They let you be in a party of more than 6 people, but you can't play any of the game modes.
It
Like,
says 20.
literally,
It'll be
yeah.
like you have 8 out of 20, and then you can't click into a single game mode. You're like, okay.
So that
Yeah,
bothers me. And then also like the war mode. Why make it 64 people if you can only play with 3 of your friends?
And that's where I think Battlefield does it right. Where if you have overflow, you just get put into like I understand you
squads.
wanting to be like and having like wanting there to be squads of 4. Okay, sure. So if I have 6, put 4 into one squad, and then put 2 with 2 other randoms.
Right.
And then there's also modes that are like 10v10. Why can't I bring in more than 6?
Yeah. Exactly.
just-
Or 12v12. That's right. And we have 6 people, and then we got 6 randoms on our team. And it's just like,
Right.
why not just fill in whatever we're lacking as opposed
I
to
would
making it in
assume-
groups of 6?
This is all stuff they'll probably be looking at after this first week. But
After they
is-
hear our podcast.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
I'll be clipping it. Don't worry.
And I will like I was talking to Tyler about this. Like generally, it's tough to fill up a squad of 6, but right now it seems like I'm
Right.
struggling to get it down to 6 people.
Yeah, like all weekend it's been like, all right, guys, well, I got to get off soonest, so I'll just go play by myself and you guys have fun.
So somebody else can hop in, right? So yeah, the player counts aren't great, but I think as like this is the first weekend. A month from now, we're probably going to be struggling to get 6 people into a match in one
Right.
team. So it's an issue for now, and then I don't know.
And I think we've all been ignoring Game of the Year this week, so from what I hear. But that'll
Outer
be
Worlds?
Yeah, our Game Pass roulette game that we need to get going. But I haven't even downloaded it. Oh, I think I did download it, so I'm not that far ahead of the game.
So I downloaded it on my PC so I can play it there, and that's
Not
where
a
I'm
bad
at.
choice, dude.
Yeah, buddy. So on the multiplayer front, I think we're all having a good time, right?
Most definitely.
Yeah,
There's issues
well-
for sure, but you know.
Well, I think, like we said, the party size is it's a niggle, and it hopefully will get ironed out quite quickly. I
Right.
think there's one major issue
That'll be up in the news here in a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's the worst part of it for me with multiplayer. The rest of it's fine. I'm hoping the rest of it gets ironed out.
Did you get any of the campaign, Bear?
I haven't touched it yet. I'm still trying to go strong with finishing Gears 5 before I touch
It's not a bad idea.
another campaign.
Right.
Yeah, I can't have multiple. That means I'd have like 3 or 4 campaigns going simultaneously.
And this one is hard to put down once you start. Right,
Yeah,
Whiskey?
and it's,
unless you played your campaign offline
Yeah.
because the servers were offline the first night of Call of Duty. So I played through 5 missions, and now I have to play through them all again because it didn't save any of my progress. So
Dude,
that's
that was one
no.
time that I actually read, and it benefited me. So
I mean, I think I would have done it either way because it's like
Right.
I
You
wanted to
couldn't
play
do
Call of
anything
Duty and I
else.
couldn't
Yeah.
do anything else. So
I think I played FIFA that night
there
by
you
myself.
go. Always an option.
Always.
When you're playing FIFA by yourself, Moose, I think it's about time we have an intervention.
No, I'm actually getting pretty good. I beat a team, an actual other person, 2-0 the other day. So
That's good.
watch
Go
yourself.
Moose.
Yeah,
He's
it was
coming
my
for you,
ultimate
Sweeney.
team. Oh well,
Wow.
it'll be a while before that. I gotta
Crown
learn all
the
the
new
like.
FIFA king.
I gotta learn all the sub controls and like defense commands and all that crap. I used to know all that crap when I
You
was
don't
playing.
have to.
You do to beat Sweeney,
Oh yeah,
but I ask him all the tips every once in a while. As long as he speaks slowly, I can understand him.
Eventually, the Padawan will beat the master.
I don't have that much time.
All right, but Moose, you've been playing the campaign. I played a little bit of the campaign.
Yeah, buddy.
How are you liking that? How did you get to the? This isn't spoilery by any means.
A little bit, but it's only like in the first hour of the game.
Well,
so.
yeah, and I'll just say it's about clearing out an apartment complex, and it's set at night, so you're using night vision goggles. This is the level that a lot of media outlets got to test, and this is the one that they were saying was like super visual and like disturbing for them because it felt so real.
Yeah, just kind of think that Osama bin Laden,
the Zero Dark
SEAL
30
Team
scene
6
from
type. Yeah, that's what you're doing. You're doing a sweep of a house, and there's good guys, there's bad guys, and there's you don't know.
There, yeah, and we won't say anything further than that, but you definitely need to be on the lookout that you're just shooting bad guys.
Right, yeah, definitely have your, what do they call that? Trigger control, something like that. I don't know.
Your finger off the trigger?
Yeah, your trigger control. That's what it is.
So, yeah, that was, and after seeing it, like, it wasn't disturbing for me on, like, a negative level for, like, some people. I'm assuming it was or whatever, but for me, it was just kind of like, man, am I watching, like, head cam footage of like a real war, like a real mission right now? Like,
it feels like you're on a GoPro of a helmet of a SEAL or a special ops guy.
It was nuts, and it looks, I don't know if because like the game overall looks really, really good, but this was to a level of like, I think because the night vision filter was on, it became like a level of realism that I feel like I've never seen in video games. Like any passerby that would have walked by my monitor that didn't know what I was doing would have thought that I was watching like something in real life, like not a video game. It's insane.
My wife asked me last night. She's like, "Is this still the game?"
Right.
And like, oh yeah, this is so badass. Look at this.
It's dude, it's crazy. Even if like, I don't know, if you're not into doing the campaign, at least get in and get up to that mission and just experience that, because it's nuts. And
but it's like the stories that are involved with the campaign, it's like, it's all kind of gray area. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know if you're helping the good guys or the bad guys. You just got to assume you're doing the right thing on these missions.
Yeah, and they throw you in the, I feel like you play a bunch of different people so far.
Yeah,
I feel like I've played
over the place, like 4 or 5.
Yeah, so you're going to different locations, taking care of different things. And one thing that's really great about this campaign so far is that there's not a lot of filler, like BS. It seems like you're getting into a mission, you're going to your objective. Like, you don't, in a lot of these games, you kind of end up in a big, wide open area, and it's like broadcasted to you that you're about to be in like a 20-minute slog of a fight, like having to get into cover, pop up, kill people, get in, and like they just keep coming. This feels a lot more like structured and linear, and I think that's really good.
Like, it's hard because you don't know when the missions are ending and beginning, because they just kind of go right into each other. There's not you know what I mean? There's no intro to the missions. It just, like, it starts from that storyline, and it's almost like a movie where it just cuts into another thing. And because I'm like, my wife's like, "Can you help me out real quick?" I'm like, "Yeah, let me just finish this mission." And then 45 minutes later, I'm like, "Well, crap, when does the mission end?" But, I've done 4 or 5 different objectives.
Right. In which I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but yeah, it definitely feels like it's not they're not all structured the same.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is it's all like flawlessly seamed together to where it feels like a movie, and you're not abruptly pulled out into like a menu screen or a loading screen or something like that.
Speaking of movies, how about those cutscenes? Those cutscenes are real nice looking.
Oh yeah.
Whew.
Especially in 4K.
Hell yes. Yeah. Campaign's a lot of fun so far. I'm 4 or 5 missions in, and I'll definitely be completing it. I think Dan is the only person I know that's gone through it all the way, and he said it took him 5, maybe 6 hours. So it's on the shorter end, which they're
known for that, right? They usually invest most of their money into the multiplayer aspect, but I hear that the Spec Ops and the co-op portions of the game tie in and kind of finish out the story for you.
Oh, which is awesome. That's a good way to do that.
Yeah.
Making me want to play it so bad.
Come on, Bear. You can do this. It's like playing the Titanfall campaign. This is one you can finish.
Yeah.
And so far, it's a good one. So, like, single or first-person shooter campaigns aren't always the greatest, but this one.
Oh, yeah. And you do get to do that, be in the helicopter again, where you destroy everything. It's so much fun.
It's the best. Get up in that AC-130 and just destroy everything.
50 cal machine gun and rockets. Let's go.
Yeah, so I think we're all enjoying Call of Duty. I think everyone is, and I've never seen my friends list be so lit up. Like, people that haven't played video games in like months or years, to my knowledge, and now everyone's just playing Call of Duty. It's nuts.
Right.
And everyone should be. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think you can find a code or a sale somewhere for $45-$50. So if you're willing to hunt for it, you can get it for a good deal.
For sure. All right. Anybody else add anything? Chocolate, you good with your Call of Duties?
I'm good with the Call of Duties.
Good. Perfect. All right, before we move into the news, I did want to touch on Game Pass Roulette. It has started. Outer Worlds is now out, so you can be playing that. And like I said last podcast, we'll be talking about this 3 episodes from now, episode 75. That's coming out November 19th, so plenty of time to get some feedback in. I know we have a bunch of people in the community already playing this as well, so make sure to get your feedback in, guys. I think this is going to be a really good game for us to talk about. So,
right. I actually downloaded Fallout New Vegas and played like the first 2 hours of it last week, and then I found out that this is basically Fallout New Vegas with a shiny coat of paint on it. So I think I've abandoned that idea. And
I've been hearing Fallout New Vegas mixed with Mass Effect, and like, it's just that sounds like the best thing ever. So
why would I
can't
go
wait,
back
dude.
and then try to compare? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not fair to Fallout New Vegas. I feel like you should have tried Fallout New Vegas like a year ago or something. But yeah, playing them back-to-back would have been a terrible idea.
Right.
Because then you're just going to, yeah. And going to it after Outer Worlds is probably also a terrible idea.
Exactly. So we're just going to chalk that one up.
You missed that one. We all miss great hits sometimes. Yeah. So whoever's playing that, we do have a channel in Discord. Links for Discord are in the show notes. So, join us in Discord. But with that, we can get into some news. All right, Moose, what's going on in the news this week?
Anybody experience any crashes over the weekend?
Only about 5,000 of them.
How about you, Bear?
Rough. That one night, something was going to get thrown out the window.
What are we talking about?
I wasn't the only one. I guess it's been an epidemic. So the game has been causing a hard crashing of.
We're talking about Call of Duty, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Call of Duty has been hard crashing Xbox One X's. So Infinity Ward has a statement that they said we've identified an issue that is affecting some players on Xbox One X. Players affected are experiencing crashes. We are working with Microsoft to address the issue. We genuinely can't thank you all enough for providing us your ongoing feedback at this launch. Every bit of information helps. Stand by for more updates on this issue soon. We thank you for your patience and your help while we work towards a solution, and I'm pretty sure that's the latest news. So there's no fix yet, but
I also like that it says like it's affecting some players on Xbox. Like,
right.
Nah, bro.
Everybody.
Every person I know that has an Xbox One X has crashed out of this at least 5 times.
I think you have to have the worst luck though, because you've crashed out of the same game. I think 3 times was your record.
Yeah, like for being so excited about a game and then having it come out and just crash. Like, and when we say crash, this isn't like a crash to like crash me to the dashboard.
Nah.
This shit shuts down my whole entire Xbox.
To where you have to get your happy ass up and walk across the living room and push the power button. You can't even like turn on your Xbox from the remote.
No, and like something about a video game, a piece of software on my system making my entire $500 brick that sits here shut itself off. There's something real scary about that. Like, It's like, should I stop playing? I feel like 3 strikes and I'm out. Is that what's going to happen? Like the third time my Xbox just isn't going to turn on?
But we found a small fix that kind of helps. Actually, I found 2. One that we know kind of works, which is quit out of the game before you get crashed. So as soon as you see yourself freeze, just go ahead and hit the Xbox button and then hit start on the game and quit game and then load back into the game and you should be okay. Another thing that I read on the internet is they said load the game onto an external hard drive and that may fix some of your issues.
Mine's on an external hard drive.
I know, so is mine. Mine's on an SSD. So I'm just telling you what the Google told me.
Yeah, and I think Dan had mentioned something about not having your Xbox in power saving mode was supposed to help, but I also switched that over and was still crashing. So I don't. Yeah. This is just something they need to fix. And the weird part about this is that this has literally never happened except for Borderlands 3, which recently came out, and it shut my Xbox off. It was only twice, I think, so it's not as bad.
We had this issue with Blackout as well. I remember it was crashing people's Xboxes. I think it was
shutting it all the way off.
Yeah, but I think it was more of an issue with PlayStations than it was Xbox at that time.
So yeah, I mean, to me, it's just weird that it's happening on the most powerful piece of hardware out there. Like, why can't this? There has to be some stupid reason that I'm not smart enough to understand, but I don't know. This is two giant games that have come out in the last, they're the two most recent giant AAA games, and both of them have managed to have issues where it's shutting these systems down. It's not great. It's weird when you're playing a game and you become good at being able to quickly quit out of it before it breaks your Xbox. Like, I don't want to be able to pride myself on quitting out of a game and then hard quitting quick. Like, that's not something I should be good at. I am now.
Yeah, right.
It's those Twitch reflexes.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say, I've seen a couple of people say that it has happened on their PlayStation Pro as well, that it's been crashing their
so
PlayStation.
It's got to be something with the 4K or the HDR editions that is frying it,
Yeah, potentially. But it's crazy for this to happen. To, as you say, it is one of the biggest games released this year, and we're having this type of issue.
Right. I mean, I think they got a good base as far as the game goes, and all the added content plus patching, it's just gonna improve. So I'm looking forward to. Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't have many complaints about this game, but when you're shutting down one night, I just quit.
I remember.
I was done.
That was launch night. It was like we literally tried to play 2 games, and you're like, "Screw this! I'm going to bed. There's no reason to stay up for this garbage."
Yeah, and so not great. But I'm assuming it will get ironed out. It needs to.
Yeah, there's no way that they'll let it stay the way it is.
Yeah.
Too much money involved.
Yep.
So, all right. Did you guys see the Batman rumors last week?
I did not, but I love me some Batman.
So, the Twitter leaker Sabi, also known as @NewWasabiSabi, tweeted Arkham Legacy ? With 2 eye emojis. And this person has some legitimacy because they were sued right before E3 by Nintendo for some leaks that they brought out. So you know that they know their stuff if they're actually, getting legal action put on them. So as far as the information that they divulged, they said it's going to be, you can play as an extended Bat family as far as playable characters. And that's about the only thing that's given as far as rumors. It's all speculation at this point. But I probably look for some Batman news coming out here pretty soon. Because usually, when credible leaks come out, they go ahead and give you all the information, or at least some of it, to, not let people speculate.
Yeah, and I think, the premise of that, just that one little bit of information you have about being able to play, multiple people, being able to play as, Robin.
Batgirl, multiple Batmans, yeah.
It's just that could be cool. I want to be Alfred. I want to be badass Alfred.
Right. Or be Morgan Freeman in the movie Mr. Fox.
Mr. Fox, yeah, there you go. Those missions, you're just creating technology, just mini games or something like that.
So, keep your eyes to the sky for the bat signal, because I'm sure there'll be something coming up soon.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh, can't wait.
Did you guys hear about Bethesda's newest deal?
Dude,
they're still trying to make people pay money for this game.
There's a lot of times where I see things and I think that they're articles from The Onion when it comes to the video game industry.
It's gotta be, but it's not.
Nope, tell us about
it. Fallout 76 now has an annual membership. You can pay monthly, kind of like World of Warcraft. So it's either $12.99 a month or $99 a year, and you will get exclusive content as well as some other things. So this is what Bethesda said. Fallout First is a premium membership that enhances the Fallout experience. Members receive access to private worlds, exclusive cosmetics, 1,650 atoms per month, plus other bonuses. Become a member and reclaim the wasteland today. So here's what you get. Private Worlds is basically a private server that, you can have with just your friends, which people have been asking for since the beginning of the game, but they put it behind this paywall, so you're welcome. Also, the unlimited scrap box, so you will never have to run out of your consumables to craft things if that's a concern of yours. You can also now have a placeable survival tent, which is essentially a placeable fast travel and storage space that you can put down anywhere on the map. And then you get those 1,650 atoms a month. Don't forget about that. I don't even know what you can buy with that. You also get some ranger armor, so I guess you'll look cool. And then you also get the most important thing, exclusive icons and emotes, so you'll stand out in front of everybody else in your private server of 8 people.
Yeah, so you'll stand out in front of the 7 people that are still playing
Right. And
Fallout 76.
my other note that I have here is LOL. So, what a joke, right? That's just insulting.
Do you get a game?
Dude. Yeah, no, you get the game, but you pay for it monthly.
Yeah, no, but when I played the game, there wasn't a game in
Right.
it. So do you still get the
Well,
game?
you get that game, Bear, but now you pay for it monthly.
You get that game that has never
It's
been a
deal,
game.
dude. It's such a deal.
So
What are you
this is
doing?
really funny
Right.
because I think there's a couple things that are like little side stories that I could talk about off of this. But the first one, I think it was Jason Schreier tweeted out that he was like, well, you could either pay $13 a month for this, or you could pay for your Game Pass membership and get Outer
Right.
Worlds and Fallout New Vegas plus
And 200 other games.
exactly. And it was like when you sit back and think about it that way, it was kind of like, yeah, this is insane. Especially since, like I've mentioned this before, I have a copy of Fallout 76 on my shelf over here in the shrink wrap that I got for what came down to like 37 cents off Amazon because it was like $15 off a $15 game, and that's what it was at that point.
You cost Mr. Bezos money on that deal, sir.
Got him.
You got him good.
So yeah, I mean, you can buy the game for $15 at certain points. So I don't know why you ever you don't need this bonus stuff. What I want is a list of the not so smart people who decided to subscribe to this. Like, I want the subscriber list, or I want to see the actual number.
Right, because then we just need to give them a link to our Patreon because they'll pay for anything.
Exactly, dude. And then I also need to check the IP addresses and make sure that they're not subscriptions coming from Bethesda's headquarters.
They gotta be, right?
Exactly,
Just
dude.
pumping up their numbers. The Rockies sell out every single game because the franchise buys out whatever seats nobody buys.
I was saying, and then you go there, and they're only half the stadium's filled up, and you're like, "What's going on?"
Another sellout crowd today, boys.
Aye. And then the second story that I wanted to bring up was that an angry Fallout user member, I mean, rightfully angry. It's not like he's an angry dude, but
Like a faithful Fallout fanboy, right?
yeah, Bethesda, for whatever reason, did not get the domain name Fallout First, which is the name of their new membership. So this guy grabbed Fallout First and just made it into a giant meme factory. So if you go to this, it's like, there's a way too much swearing in this for me to actually look at it. But do yourself a favor and go to falloutfirst.com, which I hope people are getting navigated to this when they're just Googling Fallout First instead of the actual Bethesda website.
Dude, I Googled Fallout First. That's
Oh
not
my
a good thing
God,
for them.
dude. It is hilarious, this whole thing. So definitely check out that website. This dude just rips them apart. And it looks like it could be like the actual website for this subscription thing. And that just makes it,
Yeah, he spent
so
some
much
money on it to make
funnier.
it look legit.
yeah. And that's how mad he is. And just the logo at the top, it says Fallout First, but then it puts a little line in between Fallout and First, and then essentially just says F you. So it's like Fallout F you First. It's a great site to go check out.
The funniest thing I think about this is they're always just like, come check out what we've done, but they've never fixed any of the problems that people complained about. So it's just like, we still have a terrible game, but now you can do it this way. It's like they keep trying to shine up a turd and make it look new and improved, and it's still the same crappy game.
No, I think they've dropped this in glitter now, Moose. They've dropped it in glitter.
I have no idea what that means.
Oh, well, over in the UK, it's you can't polish a turd, but you can drop it in glitter.
Oh, yeah, because it sticks, right?
That's kind of fun.
Yep.
Glitter sticks to shit. That's a good lesson for my kids.
At the bottom of this guy's website, there is a link to donate fees for the domain name and hosting fees. So hopefully this website just stays up
He's
forever.
probably paying like $600 a month to host this thing.
Yeah. God, let's move on.
Okay, let's see. Oh, Mikey B has landed already. Did you guys hear where he landed?
Whoop whoop. In a controversial, scary
know.
place.
I was like, you sure, dude? You sure you want to go here? So, Mikey Barra joins Blizzard. He tweeted out last week, he said, I'm very happy to announce I'm joining Blizzard as an exec, vice president and GM starting on the 4th of November. I will be at BlizzCon. We will work with all our energy to serve gamers with incredible content and experiences. I can't wait to be a part of this team. #lucky, #humble, #gamers, #serve. So he's getting ready to serve, that's for sure. Blizzard, huh? He left Microsoft to go to Blizzard.
I mean, my only question is how long ago did he sign something with Blizzard? Like, did he know this was coming? And, like, he already had all his ducks in a row, like, months ago before all the Blizzard and China stuff started happening? Like, I would assume that's what's happening. Or he's walking into the perfect place to actually make a difference.
Right. It's in the worst case it can be in right now. So
he can only make it better.
Exactly.
And I think if anyone can do it, why not Mike?
Sure.
Why not? Good luck.
So, yeah, look for him and about 200,000 angry people at BlizzCon this week.
God, I can't wait to tell everybody about BlizzCon on next episode.
Oh,
should be a blast.
There may be riots. This may be the first uprising of a gaming conference.
It's going to be great.
So, let's move on and see what happens next week. Ubisoft admits that Breakpoint was a disaster.
What? No way.
Imagine that. So, there was a call last week, an investor earnings call. Ubisoft exec says that they know fans and critics alike are not happy with much of anything they delivered. They vowed to work alongside gamers to make the game right. There's no roadmap on how to do that, but, take their word for it.
Nah, dude, they already made their money. They don't need to give you a roadmap. They're good.
Yeah, there's and then there's some continuing news here, and I think they may be, they may coincide, because Ubisoft just delayed their next 3 AAA titles till 2021 fiscal year. So all those games that were coming out in the spring will now be probably summer to fall.
New console generation?
I don't think so. I think that they had all this nasty crap implemented in these 3 games. This is my opinion only. And now they have to figure out how to take it all out and rework things because everybody's so up in arms. So in a statement, the Ubisoft CEO said, his name is Yves Guillemot. He said
Guillemot.
Guillemot. Sorry, I don't speak that language.
Is he French?
Is he French?
I think it is French.
Okay. Well, now we're all, I don't know. Got that.
Got it.
Now we're all savants of the language. There we go. He said that the delay was to give the teams more development time to ensure that their respective innovations are perfectly implemented to deliver optimal experiences for players. So a guy I listened to, Gary Whitta, says this is word salad. It's nothing but garbage, basically.
No, 100%. This is like mirroring Anthem.
Right?
It to me, and they have the raid that's supposed to come out. That's like, it's Anthem's Cataclysm, dude. And when it finally gets here, like 5-6 months down the road, people are gonna be like, oh, this is all it is. And like when their player base is a 20th of what it was.
Right.
If Dan Pod last episode didn't persuade you not to give this game a shot, don't.
Right.
Come back when it's $20 at some point and give it a shot. But yikes.
So those games that are being delayed next year is God and Monsters, Rainbow Six, Quarantine, and unfortunately for myself, Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah, I think Quarantine and Legion, I thought both looked pretty awesome. So
right.
But dude, I don't know if they come out in a better state, not riddled with microtransactions for every single thing. Like, I'm all about
mechanics. Come on, guys. That's Bush League stuff.
It would be nice if the negative feedback that they got from Breakpoint is enough to actually make them change some things because like you only have
That's
so
what it
many
looks
chances. Like
right?
it's
Both of these things pop up in the same week. They
Right.
say, yeah, this
So-
game sucks, and also we're gonna delay the rest of our games. So they got to be related.
I hope so.
Unfortunately, that wasn't the only delay news that we had this week. Last of Us 2 also posted a delay. In a blog post on the 24th of October, Sony said, let me cut to the chase and get to the news out of the way. Last of Us Part 2 has a new release date of May 29th, 2020. And then I'm just going to go ahead and summarize what the rest of the statement says. They basically said the current state wouldn't represent the Naughty Dog brand, and they're taking time to make sure that it shines.
Fine with it.
Yeah, everybody played that 2 hours, like a month ago or so. All the news outlets played that 2 hours, and they said it was excellent. And so they're just trying to bring the rest of the game up to par for what they had there, is what I understood it as. So, yeah, take your time. Make it great.
Yes, sir.
There's plenty of games to play right now.
And that it's nice when they're like, yeah, this wouldn't be up to our standard, which has
Right.
always been super high for them. So them like taking a step back and actually realizing that is good. It's good.
But look
All
at the
good news.
contrast of, Ubisoft versus Naughty Dog. Ubisoft just
Oh, God.
releases trash, and then they got to backpedal and, damage control their way through it, and they look guilty. And then Last of Us, you're like, good on them. You know what I mean? And it's almost the same exact situation, but just because they came out with that other stuff first, it just makes them look like the bad guy.
Yep.
That's pride in what you're pushing out.
Absolutely.
Though. It's not giving the consumer
Right.
toilet water to drink. It's that's what it needs to do.
Yeah, exactly. So that's about it for the delays. That's plenty, right?
I've had enough.
we got another big name move to Mixer. So Microsoft is doubling down on their gaming platform. So Shroud is moving to Mixer. He tweeted last week. It said same Shroud, new home, with about a 50-second video, and it's like a big intro, kind of like a WWE intro. And he sits down at his computer, and it looks like his wife or his girlfriend comes over and waves at him with the kitty. He's like, "Mr. Wiggles wants to say hi," and then he like cuts character and like, "Oh, hi, Wiggles," and then goes back to his computer, and then there's like Mixer. So it's a pretty funny little video, but looks like they doubled down. And then I saw Risky added this King Goliathan. Is that what it is?
King Gathalion.
Gathalion, sorry about that, announced that he moved to Mixer too, and I guess he's a big Destiny and Borderlands streamer, so they are swinging.
It's just
They are.
Twitch is so big though,
Cool.
can they take down? It's like David and Goliath type deal.
dude, they've yes, that is tough. But Ninja and Shroud were the two biggest streamers
That's like
they
half
had,
of the viewers
dude.
on
It's-
Twitch.
Yeah, it's nuts. And like Gathalion's not anything to scoff at. Like I think it was, I'm not going to say numbers because I'm not sure at this point, but he's huge into like Destiny and Borderlands apparently. So like it's just different subset. You have the Fortnite guy, Shroud is super into FPS stuff. Gathalion's playing Destiny and Borderlands, like these loot and shoot games. It's
Right.
I don't know. I'm just interested because once the Shroud thing happened, it was kind of like, okay, so this actually is like a takeover thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to stop. And
They're
then
not playing
Gathalion
nice
was like
either, are they?
a couple days later, and it's just
And
like,
these
I
are
don't
what,
think it's going to stop.
seven-figure contracts, to say the least?
I would assume so. I think I was talking to
In the
Shopa.
millions.
There was something where I think he said Ninja's just the initial contract to come over was 10 million.
Like for his salary.
Or something like that, or like his sign-on
Yeah.
bonus, or was
That's
something
crazy.
ridiculous like that.
But
Microsoft
he also made
money.
like $500,000 a month, so you've got to come swinging. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. You're not buying the two biggest Twitch
Right.
streamers like for not, and you're not lowballing these guys. They obviously know their viewer count's going to go down, their sub count's going to go down. And you need to compensate them for that. And I guarantee you Microsoft is just dishing it out to these dudes. So good for
Right.
them. I mean, good for the platform, hopefully.
That's about the only way you can win at this point is with money, right?
I mean, yeah, Twitch has been the only thing, like, and it's been around so long that it's
Right.
tough to dethrone something like that. It's like another online shopping place coming around trying to take down Amazon. Like, it's
That's like, yeah, it's like you've
impossible.
there's YouTube gaming and there's Facebook gaming, but who actually goes to those places to watch something? You know what I mean?
Not I.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see now what Twitch is going to do, or what Mixer are going to do, because I'm sure they're going to start to pull another one, another two. I think they're going to have to take a few of the top guys to start pulling some more viewer numbers in, because I think I heard somewhere that viewer count hasn't gone up on Mixer, however stream accounts have. So you've got more streamers coming over trying the platform,
but still not
as many
people watching.
coming over. Precisely.
I think there's just so many Sony ponies out there that are just like, screw that Xbox app. You know what I mean?
When it's like you can watch it from anywhere, you don't need to have an Xbox to watch it.
Right, but people just see the X on it and they're just like, nope, not for me. Just because that's how the world works these days.
Yeah, definitely interesting.
I think if they bring a free sub over as well, like Twitch has got, I think all of a sudden you'll see. I don't know. I think you'll see a lot more from content creators doing what they do on Mixer, or potentially even more money.
Right.
Yep.
Because that's a handy thing, that
The free subs are nice, but again, that's not going to fix your lack of viewers issue. That's just going to bring in more content creators. So they need to get eyes, and I think in their eyes, it's
how else would you do it?
This is the only way to do it. You got to take the dude who has hundreds of thousands of people watching,
other than buying exclusive rights, a la the NFL, or you know what I mean. That's the only other way to get eyes forcing to that place, is to buy exclusive rights, saying that, like, I guess there's certain esports that are only on Twitch, or there's certain esports that are only hosted in certain areas. So other than buying the actual streamers and the content creators, that's your only option.
Not a ton you can do, right?
Right.
Crazy.
So I got a couple more leaks, and then we'll be done with the news. I just look for 2 new games at BlizzCon. There have been a few leaks. The first one was Diablo 4. Last week they announced a coffee table book with a bunch of art from all 4 Diablo games. So, I said 4. So I guess they're announcing Diablo 4 through a coffee table book.
Yeah, we talked about this in the news last week, and that's why I removed it from the doc.
That's fine. And there's another leak out this week. Look for Overwatch 2 to be coming to BlizzCon as well, and it will be in a playable fashion from what I have read. So it's going to have PvE elements or some sort of formal campaign involved. So I guess there may be some sort of origin story with every character. This is just me, assuming or assimilating. But origin stories for all the characters, trying to, wrap a story around all these wacky characters in this, action shooter game.
Yeah, I think it's awesome because, like, some of those mini little backstory things are awesome. It's like some of the best in gaming.
And I think that what I read is they were just basically priming and testing things for this new part of the game, or in the second game. So all those little events, those little like Lucio Ball, and I can't remember, but they had all those different. There was one with Winston,
right? The like limited time event.
Yeah, they were all just kind of like betas for them to test out things for this new PvE campaign type deal.
Super smart. I think when I was looking over these stories, I did see another article that came out that said that this might go, be a free-to-play game too. They might be going down that route.
I think it's got to be, dude. I felt like
there's
I can't
enough
believe I
stuff
paid
to
$40 for Overwatch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Between the season pass and buying skins and loot boxes.
And it feels like it. It should have came out when Fortnite did as a free-to-play type game.
Yep, and that's, I think, is probably what it does need to do. Actually, that's probably not true. They could totally come out.
Oh yeah.
And everyone will still fork over $60, $40, whatever it is.
Right.
But I think the free-to-play thing will definitely bring more people in, or
It'll
get
bring
people
more eyes,
more
which
interest.
means more dollars in my eyes. You know what I
Right.
mean? I think that that's why everybody wants to have the newest, hottest mobile game. Is because everybody's got a phone in their hands.
Because mobile games are the best games.
I'm working my way that way. PC and mobile. That's what I'm going to be playing everything on.
All right.
So I think we're done with the news.
We did it. Do we have any new notable things coming out this week?
I think there's only one or two that I would say are notable. Not for my fancy though, but for you listeners, maybe. So it seems like Resident Evil everywhere is coming out on their Nintendo Switch.
Right? Yep.
Yeah, so on the 29th of October, you've got Resident Evil 5, you've got Resident Evil 6 coming to the Switch, as I mentioned.
In the digital store.
In the digital store, yes, indeed.
And then I think the physical copy of 4, 5, and 6 comes out Friday, right?
As I'm scrolling down, because I did not write this down, yes, I am going to agree with you there, because I can't see it. Yeah, 29th. So the Resident Evil triple pack is out on the Switch.
Well, that'll be Tuesday then. Perfect.
We also have, now you mentioned this, Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. Bonanza Blitz, even.
Nope, banana. Definitely, that's how banana is spelled.
I never played Super Monkey Ball, but I guess it was a huge hit on, what was it, the Nintendo GameCube?
Was it that long ago?
It was one of those that I never got into it. I was in high school at that point, so I didn't care about those type of games, but I'd swear all the kids were talking about Super Monkey Ball, and it looked like Marble Madness to me.
Yeah, it is a crazy game. But this is coming out on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch, as all the others. I'm going to mention it. So Disney's classic game of Aladdin and the Lion King is out on the 29th as well.
Right.
And that's coming out on the PlayStation, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch.
Get it on Switch so you can easily throw it across the room when you die.
Way easier to chuck it across the room.
Well, you'll be picking up that Xbox easily with all the stress you're getting from Call of Duty.
That's true.
All right.
And I suppose which is the best game coming out this week? It's Luigi's Mansion 3 on October 31st.
Get your Guigi on, guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
God. Still the worst named character in video games.
Terrible.
They've got to have quality control or something, right?
You'd think so.
But this one's out on the 31st, and if you pre-order it, you do get Guigi, don't you? Or a skin for him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Luigi skins.
Good Lord.
This could get terrible. And that's it.
So, yeah.
That is it.
Star Wars is coming next month. Get excited for that.
Are we not mentioning After Party?
Oh, yeah, After Party.
So,
well, it came
I
out
thought
on...
you guys...
No, it
It's
comes
already
out on the
mentioned
29th. It comes out
Where?
Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah, so if you want to outdrink the devil...
Yes,
comes out Tuesday,
100%.
too.
Everyone should be excited for this
Yeah.
game. And it's a day and date in Game Pass, so
yeah.
no reason not to.
Right.
And that's coming out actually on everything, isn't it? It's going to be on every platform.
Play
But play it on
play
Game
it on
Pass.
all of them.
Play it on all of them, but Xbox, it's free.
So maybe don't play it on all of them. Good call. All right, cool. So not a ton. I think After Party and probably Luigi's Mansion 3 are the two big ones there.
Yeah, there's like 5 games dropping into Game Pass, or that just did, so...
You just got Outer Worlds and Call of Duty, guys. What more do you want out of the month of October, you know?
I'm going to check out the downhill mountain biking game. It looks cool.
Yep. I feel like I played that at PAX, and it was actually a lot of fun. Really tough to control. Super punishing, but fun.
Perfect.
All right. Well, hey, we're not done
Let's do a lightning mailbag, huh?
just yet. We have the mailbag.
You've got mail.
All right, mailbag time, everybody. Everybody settle in. We're in for a good one here. This first question comes in from Kowalski. He says, with Destiny's latest expansion, Shadowkeep, launching recently, what game would you like to see announce an expansion adding onto their game? I think we're due for a Division 2 expansion, something to bring people back into the game, as I'm not sure who's still playing anymore.
Pretty sure there was literally a Division expansion out on the 15th.
Cabo, there you go, dude. Look it. Get back into the game because
It's
the
like,
expansion just
yeah.
came out for you.
I talked about it. It was like Pentagon missions or something, right?
That sounds so familiar, yeah.
I just know the last one that I remember was about a zoo.
Yeah, that was this. Yep. That was a while ago. That
Still
was a good
didn't
mission.
go back then. So, you guys have any expansions that you want to see coming out to maybe get some of the community back into a specific game or anything like that?
I'm gonna tell Cabo, and he's gonna hate my answer.
I like it. What is it?
Titanfall 2.
What?
Yeah.
I don't
Come
even
on.
know what that means.
Yes,
what?
You know.
So what's this expansion that we're gonna get? New
A
maps?
A new game.
Oh,
How about just a Titanfall 3 game?
that will be the expansion to Titanfall 2.
Yeah, it needs to be expanded upon.
New
Or maybe
DLC for Titanfall 2.
how about a new campaign? Because it's only about 8 hours long at this point, so they could definitely make it a little longer.
Yeah, I mean, if we're wishing for things that we're never gonna get, should we also wish for some GTA 5 campaign DLC? Yeah.
I didn't know there were right answers, Risky. I apologize.
Your opinion is invalid and not correct.
And I'm on mute now.
I mean, I don't have a better answer. I would genuinely like some Titanfall 2 DLC. I just probably would not name it Titanfall 3. That's all I was saying. Chocolate.
I'll give you that.
How about you, Chocolate? Anything you'd like to get back into?
Well, I do want to get into the Division 2 again, so that doesn't actually answer his question.
You made it to 30, right?
I made it to 30. I am World Tier 5, baby.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I dropped you on my gear, so your gear score is pretty high, too, then.
Yeah, and I was dragged along the finish line with Chester and Kate, so thank you very much, guys. They keep
Who's
trying to
gonna
get me to
carry
play
the bear
Minecraft.
this week?
But it seems like it's a running thing. I think
New
I've
person
heard
every
Ronan's-
week.
There may or may not have been some DMs from Ronan about carrying the bear in Call of Duty and why we didn't join his party.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
it was rough. Ground War is rough. I won't be jumping into that anytime soon.
That's funny. For me, I think maybe. What about Battlefront 2? If that got DLC, I don't know if that would bring people back. Like with the hype of Rise of the Skywalkers coming up this Christmas, and you have the new game actually coming out. Like, I don't know. Would that make people play that game? I used to have fun playing that game with people, but
That
just
game
game
just
was-
had a black eye, and I avoided it like the plague.
all right. Hey, fair enough. So I guess there were no right answers here. You're probably right, Kaboski. Division 2 expansion seems to be what the people want, and they're getting it, so perfect. All right, this next one comes in from Foo Cuddly Poof. In light of it being Halloween, what is the scariest gaming moment you have ever had? Chocolate, we'll start with you.
No, it was Blair Witch. I think is the most recent one that springs to mind. Playing that game in the dark, and then having those shadow tree people monster things running around.
Oh, the red scary light monster?
Oh, Jesus! Like I said, I've never had
The
chills.
shaking bush monster? That thing was not
Yeah.
scary at all, dude.
Well, no, but
Whoa.
I suppose I play this big, strong character, but really, I am a timid little girl.
Nothing but pudding, right, Bear?
That's what it's all about. No, I've never had a game. I mean, maybe Hellblade, but the hairs on my arms stood up. I was on edge. That game hit all the right things, and I think that for me that was the scariest bit. I suppose with Hellblade, it was slightly different, and it was more kind of psychological. This one, I was waiting for that. That jump scare was there, and it hit me. So yeah. That's my answer. God damn it, and I'm sticking to it.
That's fine. All opinions are valid and accepted here. How about you, Moose? Anything in particular?
I gotta say Outlast, I would say.
Ah, damn it.
Just
Are
'cause-
these the only two scary games that you and I have ever played? Was Outlast and what we were forced to play in Blair Witch?
Dude, Outlast broke me. So,
Or was
first of all,
was it those dawns?
why the hell do you not have a gun? Second of all you can do is run. Like, literally, like, it's just bad. It scared the crap out of me, and I won't play scary games because of it.
Yeah, any game that really just throws you in there without a way to defend yourself is, I mean, that'll do it. That'll scare me real good, especially when you have to use your stupid camera the whole entire time to actually see stuff. I just remember when you first you roll up in Outlast. I mean, Outlast is definitely my answer as well because I don't like moose, because I don't like moose. That was a good sentence. Because like moose, I don't play a lot of scary games. So, but I did get all the way through Outlast, which somehow I don't know how that happened. But when you first roll up to the asylum in that game. It's like lit outside, like there's lights and stuff and everything's great, and then you finally get the camera and then you're like, oh, now it's pitch black. Perfect. And right. I remember walking through this is pretty early on in the game, walking through like a library, and there's a soldier because there's something went down there and they sent in the military, and there's this soldier who's like on a spike, like being held up, and you look up at him, and like I initially look up and it scares me, so I look straight down, obviously, because like who would just continue to look at that? And then I look back up, and of course, the second time I look up, the dude like moves and tries to talk to me. And this is when I have headphones on. It's dark here, and I think I stopped that night there. Like,
dude, I played about 2.5 hours of that game and never touched it again.
Did you? Yeah, I trucked through it because I thought, I mean,
because my
was
cousin's
intriguing,
like,
but
dude, this Outlast game is badass. You got to get it. It's so cool, blah, blah, blah. And I bought it, and I played like 2.5 hours, and I was just like, screw you, dude. I don't know what's wrong with you. You're broken, but don't suggest games to me anymore.
No, I think it's a solid game, but definitely you need to be into scary games for sure. Yeah, Outlast is pretty good. I didn't play the second one, though, because like Moose said, the first one will break you a little bit, and then depending on what type of person you are, maybe you want to play the second, maybe you don't.
And I'm just looking at a list here, and the game Until Dawn brings back some slight memories too. I just think it was another game that he suggested, but that game scared the crap out of me.
Have you guys not played Condemned on the 360? The first one?
Nope.
Okay.
Is that a good one? Good scary
that was
one?
Proper psychological. I think you broke out of a mental asylum, and that was really, really messed up.
Honestly, it's like 90% of the stuff that scares me in games are jump scares. Like,
right.
Seeing messed up stuff doesn't really get to me. I think most of us are so desensitized by just media in general at this point that it takes a lot to really be like, oh man, I can't do this because that's so messed up. It's more like I come around a corner, then something pops out from behind a bookcase and just scares the shit out of me. Like that's what's gonna make me jump.
Modern Warfare legit did that to me in a couple missions in the campaign, so doesn't take much.
Yeah.
You know it's gonna happen. You're like, a guy's gonna come around this corner. Oh, there he is.
Good question though. On theme for the month of December, October. Yep, that one.
I like it.
All right, next question comes in from Ryan. He says, "Do the hosts believe in ghosts?" He rhymed. And have you had any paranormal experiences? Moose, anything weird happening in Colorado?
Not so much in Colorado. I went to University of Tennessee for a little bit, and we found this like abandoned insane asylum. So we used to take girls there naturally.
What?
Yeah, and it just had weird feelings. So like nothing ever really weird happened, but you just had a weird eerie feeling about it. So I don't know if I believe in ghosts, but I don't know. I guess there's spirits and energy that you can't explain. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely energies that will get to you, but I feel like they're usually accompanied by very specific circumstances.
Right.
Like you're in a building that used to house mental patients, or like it's nighttime.
Yeah,
or
somewhere
it's
you have no
quiet.
business being. Exactly.
Right. Like anything is going to make you feel like there's something going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had, when I lived in Rochester during college, they used to have this, it used to be like an underground train, like a subway kind of, I guess, but it got shut down, so you could like walk through the tunnels, and people would go down there and graffiti stuff or whatever. The only light you could have was the light that you brought. So we were just walking down there, and then some a-hole just they like graffitied the silhouette of a person, and like that's all it was just a silhouette.
So you flashes.
We legit saw it, like hit it with the flashlight, turned and ran probably a good like 100 feet with like just flashlights like guiding the way, And then we like regrouped and we're like, what the hell was that? Went back, obviously, because you go back if you see a sketchy dark silhouette. And it was just something that someone had painted. So like in those circumstances, you definitely feel like something's there, or like that whole walk was just kind of like, oh, we're gonna get killed. But as far as ghosts go, it's
more of a subconscious thing in your brain playing tricks on you than.
Yeah, I'm not I don't believe in ghosts. Would be my straight
But
up
I
answer.
also think that people can contact relatives that have passed on in ways that I can't explain. So
that's,
I'm not telling them they're liars, but you know what I mean. It's never happened to me personally, but I can't say that they're lying. So I'm not telling you that it didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I see where. Yes, I do understand where you're coming from.
Right, and maybe it's not even just like a ghost coming in, like slamming a book or something. It's just like, or your grandma always loved hummingbirds or something. So then there's a hummingbird around. You just have the feeling that your grandma's there. You know what I mean?
Again, a very specific set of circumstances that make you feel a very specific way.
Exactly.
How about you, Chocolate? A lot of ghosts over in London.
Tons.
Jack the Ripper.
There's nothing but dead people.
Is
over
he
there.
still wandering around?
He's still looking for a
They had
victim.
fires and plagues and all sorts of stuff.
For me, I'm caught in two minds on this. I think there's something, but I don't necessarily believe in ghosts. So I think that's, where you have that feeling, or as you say, that where everything kind of lines up perfectly, and then all of a sudden, a book falls, or something moves, or you hear a creak. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. But then it's usually I just have to kind of get back in the mindset, like, yeah, something fell down upstairs. The two dogs are here, the cat's here, so like no one's upstairs.
There's some sort of science that can prove that
there's,
noise.
Right, there's a reason that something fell off a bookcase or something. Has always been, I don't know, my thing. I've never been like, oh, a ghost knocked that over. Like that's not me. So
yeah, I'm out. No ghosts.
Yep. Sorry, Ryan. I would love to hear your opinion on ghosts. I feel like he probably believes in them.
It's easier to not believe too, because then you don't get scared.
That is 100% true. Start believing, and just I don't believe in war or fighting, and maybe it'll all go away. It won't happen. All right, this next one comes in from Kate. She wants to know, how much do you like Halloween? How do we rate this? Like, how much do I like Halloween compared to other holidays? Why don't we do it that way?
A healthy amount?
I like Halloween 5 out of 7.
How many candy bars do you give it?
2.5.
As far as kids goes, Halloween is one of the best holidays there is. So once you have kids, it's pretty great, but it's also a pain in the ass in the same hand. So I love Halloween for my kids at this point. I think Halloween, you peak at about 25.
I was going to say, as a 30-year-old without kids, I can tell you that Halloween doesn't mean much, except for me being annoyed that I have to hand out candy.
Or wear a costume to get drunk anywhere.
Or that. And, like, I'm past that point, too. So now it's just kind of like, okay, I might watch a scary movie on Halloween. Like, that's what it's come down to.
Damn it, what bar can we go to that I could just wear a T-shirt to tonight?
It'd make it okay.
Yeah. So I love Halloween. It's definitely a kid's holiday, though, and I love experiencing Halloween through my kids' eyes at this point.
Okay, so here's a question for you. Rank Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Halloween.
You just did.
Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween?
Got it.
Okay, that's where I'm at. Chocolate, how do you feel about it? Why don't we start with rank those 3? How do they go?
Oh, the outsider. Halloween, I think. Well, we don't have Thanksgiving over here, so unfortunately,
yeah, because you're not thankful for being there. We're thankful that we left there. That's why we have Thanksgiving.
You can be thankful that we left. That's fine. You guys can have a holiday.
We should start that. Yeah. So for me, I've always, whenever you watch American TV, the movies, everything, Halloween seems this big, huge, wonderful thing that I would love to have. Over here, it's bit drab and meh. Occasionally you'll see some slutty nurses dressed up in a bar.
That's what Halloween is.
The only benefits of Halloween.
I was just about to say that, and that's always a positive. But where I've moved to now, the kids all go out and they do a little bit of trick or treating, and people do put some effort in. So I'll take some pictures. Actually, I'll post them in Discord. So yeah, it's nice for the kids. My son loves it. I think this is the first year he kind of understands. He's like, knock on the door, trick or treat.
I get
candy.
sweets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've just done their pumpkins as well.
How do you handle candy, Bear? Because at our house, we literally let our kids go nuts that night, and then we're done with candy.
Oh wow. See, my son would chomp chocolate all day long.
Oh no, they get sick at one point.
Teach
Well,
them
yeah,
a
that's
lesson
the thing.
eventually.
No, it's just,
Yeah, well-
do what you want. Don't make yourself sick. But all this stuff is going to smell and taste the same by tomorrow. So we're going to throw it in the trash.
Oh wow, that's some harsh parenting.
I would say I'll provide you with a shipping label, and you can send me all of the candy they don't eat.
Send it this way, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
There'll be tons.
I mean, I don't know, but my daughter's 2, my son's 4. I don't think he knows what he wants. I think he would know to stop. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
But you guys, I'm not a tyrant. Like, I keep candy around the house at all times. So I just don't like Halloween candy because it literally all smells and tastes the same by the next day. So like, I'll keep a bowl of like Snickers or peanut butter M&Ms or something around the house all the time. But as far as mixing all that crap together, no thanks.
Oh.
So you're not a complete monster.
No, I like candy.
Yeah. So yeah, for Halloween's not great for me, but I could definitely see having kids changing that. So cool. This next one comes in from Big L. He says, besides looking in the mirror, what scares you the most, Chocolate?
Not being able to see my toes.
Oh man, poor guy.
Good thing you get those steps in, buddy.
I step everywhere.
Is it really your toes, or is it something else that you're worried about not being able to see?
I wasn't gonna go there, but I was definitely thinking it.
So let's move swiftly on to the next question.
That's when I knew I had to go to the gym.
Yeah.
All right. This one comes in from Aimster. Favorite horror game or franchise? We kind of went over this. We don't play a lot of them. I will say that I always have enjoyed the Resident Evil games, with 4 probably being my favorite. Like 4 and 5, I think it was just because of the time for me. Like I played a little bit of 1, a little bit of 2, but that was after they had all come out. So it was later on, and I was less impressed, I think, than a lot of people are or were. But that's really the only notable horror one for me. How about you, Chocolate?
Franchise-wise, yeah, Resident Evil by far. I'm going to go for horror, but just for one sole specific game, I think I'm going to give it to Hellblade.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
Really, I really, really enjoyed that game, and it was, it was really good. Dead scary.
Oh, speaking
And
of
those
Dead
voices.
Scary, what about Dead Space? I played the first one. That was pretty
Yeah,
good.
that was a scary
I forgot
game.
about that.
I got
That
tricked
was a
into
good
that
game.
one too. I thought it was going to be a shooter. Oh man.
God, you could.
Yeah, right. But I gotta say, my
awesome.
favorite horror game franchise is House of the Dead because I had all of them on my Dreamcast with the
Yeah,
light gun.
dude, with the light guns.
Yeah,
Oh.
either that or Area 51 in the arcades because that was a lot of fun too.
Did you ever play Typing of the Dead?
No,
Totally a game. Totally worth it. It was just like a rip
sounds
off.
like a elementary school computer lab game.
Like that's it was for learning. Like it was for
Right.
learning to type. It's hysterical. It was literally like House of the Dead 2 or something. Like cut for cut, except for when you needed to kill something, it would put a word above them, and you'd have to type the word, and then you'd shoot them.
No, we had Odell Lake and Oregon Trail. That's what we learned on.
Oregon Trail, that's some good stuff.
And not back when I played it.
Oh,
It was on the Apple computers before they had Apple computers. They were Macintoshes.
Macintoshes, a very specific
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Apple.
You know, the school computer,
those
you know,
ones?
everybody had one.
Yep.
So yeah, screw your horror games. Sorry, Amster.
Yeah, this isn't a big holiday month for us. Not our favorite.
I like Halloween. It just, I'll go to the haunted houses. I don't mind going and getting scared, but if I'm going to play a video game, You know, I'm not going to do it for 20 hours. I'll go through a 15, 20-minute spook house and pay my $20 and, you know, feel great after I'm done with it. But I'm not going to sit there 20 hours of just horror and anguish. No thanks.
Just feeling on edge the entire time.
Yeah, exactly. And then I got to play what is that new game with the fox just to get myself down so I can go to sleep? Tail. What is that game that they just brought out that was supposed to be like Crash Bandicoot and all that? Lucky Tale.
Lucky's Tale.
There you go.
Lucky's Tale.
Yeah.
Super Lucky.
Or
Super
Spyro.
Lucky's
Or Spyro the Dragon. Shout out to Rocker.
That's funny.
So yeah, I don't like playing games that I need to come down off of, other than when I get, you know, Battle Royale wins.
Exactly. All right. This last question comes in from Cabo. He wants to know if we plan on picking up the Elite version 2 controller. He says, as of right now, I'm really considering it, but since it's a few weeks away, my mind may change on that. He plans on trading his old Elite controller to cover some of the cost. Moose, is this something you're thinking about picking up with a price tag of $180?
If GameStop makes me an offer I can't refuse, then I will have to convince my wife. But yes, I will be getting an Elite 2. But I'm not paying $180 for it without trading something in.
That's fair.
I
Chocolate,
already
how
have
about
a $150 controller, so.
Yeah, I want one. I'm just unsure at the moment of whether I get it day one and not being able to trade it in, or wait a couple of weeks and then I'll trade a few bits and pieces in and pick one up.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely on the fence. Like Moose said, if GameStop's like, hey, we'll give you $100 for your original Elite controller, or like, I would probably even do like $80. So like, if I only had to pay $100 for the new one, which still sounds kind of
That's a
crazy,
lot,
but I already
dude.
bought a $150 controller, so why would I stop now? You know, when you game, I don't know. When I originally bought it, my thing was like, this is something that I do more than anything else, so why not have the best tool for the job? Like, if I'm going to be playing 30 hours a week of video games, why not have the best controller for that? So it kind of, I mean, I've gotten my use out of it. I've definitely exchanged a few of them when they're not working. But if there's a good trade-in program, I'd definitely be down. But as far as having to dish out $180 when I still have a $150 controller that works, no, that wouldn't be happening. So
The color has me kind of leaning that way too.
I got
that stupid white controller.
How
and I
white is
hate
that?
it.
Is that controller still pretty white, or is it
Yeah.
turning like yellowy?
No, I use ISO on a paper towel and wipe it. You know, isopropyl alcohol.
Keep it clean, right?
Just try to keep it clean and.
Smart.
But because I'm a dirty dude, man, I'm grubby and grimy and it's gross. So sometimes I'll look down there, it's just like crusty stuff stuck to it. I'm like, oh, come on. I don't even remember eating. And then I'll find my kids with like one of the thumbsticks in their mouth. Or just like, oh, I shouldn't leave that out.
Sounds like you need to upgrade.
Nah, it's still in great shape. And it's still under warranty, so I gotta go swap it out.
Yep.
So
Throw it on the floor quick.
what if day one then Xbox comes out and says, here's the Design Lab feature, you can customize the color, everything right here, but you have to drop that 180
Plus whatever the design fees are, because they're not going to do that for free.
Okay, so 200. We'll call it. We'll round it up. $200. Are you going to do it?
No,
Not even
I'll
close.
get the 180 one if I can trade in.
Oh, do you know what? I would.
Dude,
I
you can get
I
an
believe
Elite
that,
controller custom made, but it's going to cost you about $350. I looked into it.
Nuts. It's so nuts. I mean, I also think it's insane that it's not an option.
Right.
Why wouldn't you charge people $200 for a controller if some people will buy it?
No doubt.
So, yeah. I mean, design, I don't know. I've never really cared what my controller looks like. Obviously, I'm going to choose the black controller over the white controller, but
Well, they have those silicone skins that you can buy too now, that you can basically design for being whatever you want. Make it look like it's plasti dipped in anything, or your favorite team, even photos of, you know, your family or whatever. And they print it on a silicone wrap that you basically put your controller in.
yeah, that's kind of cool. I still don't I don't know. I've never really cared about the cosmetic look of
Right.
things like in gaming or really outside of gaming when it comes to something like a controller or like the actual Xbox. Like I wouldn't go out of my way or spend more to get one that looks cooler, I guess.
I don't think I'd spend more, but if I have the option, say between like the Spider-Man PS4 Pro and the regular one, and they're the same price.
And that was like when I got my Xbox One X, I got the Scorpio version, but really that was just because that's
what was available.
So it was, sure, I'll take the limited edition one.
Actually, I think I bought my X because I found a Scorpio because I didn't pre-order.
Oh, and then ended up finding someone who was selling one?
No, I called GameStop.
Oh, and they just had it. Nice.
Yeah, we got one. You better get here in the next 20 minutes.
On my way.
Yeah, I was like, hide that. I'll be there soon.
Yeah, all right. That's going to wrap it up, though, for this month's
did it.
mailbag.
A little long. Sorry, guys.
It's a mailbag. You got to expect it's going to be a teensy-weensy bit longer.
When opinions get involved.
Yep. That'll do it. So, yeah, shout out and thanks to everybody sending in questions. If you'd like to send in questions, reach out to us however you can, and we'll get your questions read on the show. We also obviously have a mailbag channel in Discord, so head on over to Discord and drop your questions in there for next month's mailbag episode. All right. That's going to wrap it up so we can plug this thing up quick. Make sure to head on over to iTunes, rate us, give us that sweet 5-star review. Join us on Discord. I've been talking about that the whole show. Links for Discord are in the show notes. If you'd like to support the show with your hard-earned money, you can head over to patreon.com/CAG podcast. And, of course, we like to shout out our top-tier contributors. Chaotic, that's you. Week in and week out. My man. Thanks, everybody, though, for all your support. We really appreciate it. If you'd like to follow us on social media, we're on Twitter and Instagram at CAG Podcast. And if you need to reach out via email for anything, cagpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to find me, I am at Risky the Kid everywhere. Chocolate, how about you?
I'm Chocolate Bear 80 everywhere.
And Moose.
Moosenstein 8314, all places.
All right. Good work, everybody. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into this week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. We'll catch you guys next week for an all-new episode. Goodbye.
See ya.
Later, guys.
All right. What do we got?
Go ahead, Bear.
Well, I have some Halloween jokes.
I tried this last week. It didn't go over well.
Uh-oh.
I've been doing Halloween jokes all month. Where you guys been?
I was going to say it's because I tried doing some, and then Moose had already done them all and just told me that. And I was like, okay, well, I don't have anything. What do you got, Chocolate?
Right, so what do mummies like listening to on Halloween?
I can break that for you.
What?
Go ahead, Bear. What is it?
Rap music.
Nice one. All right. Why do skeletons have low self-esteem?
I don't know.
Yeah, go on.
They have no body to love.
Aww.
All right, another skeleton one. Why are skeletons so calm?
Because they don't have any skin.
Nothing gets under their skin.
Oh.
You were so close.
I tried my best. I'm going to stay away from Halloween dad jokes because I just ruined them. So I'll give you a furniture store one instead. How's that sound?
That sounds terrible.
Yep. A furniture store keeps calling me. All I wanted was a one-night stand.
Oh, that's a good one. All right, I got one to end it. The dad joke of all Halloween dad jokes.
Oh, boy.
Why did the headless horseman go into business?
I don't know.
He needed to get ahead in life.
No.
Get it? Ahead, because he had no head.
Yes, I get it. It's awful.
Ouch.
Well, that's what I got. No more Halloween jokes. Next month will be turkey jokes.
Oh, no. It gets worse.